So you're welcome back to African Colonization TV and Biafran History. In this video, we are going to reveal to you a very deep secret, something that will be happening very soon. Because this is our brother here, he has come out to expose to us a very something that everybody needs to be aware of, and the thing that is going on in Nigeria and what will happen very soon. So according to the NNSA Global Alert, secret plan to shut down Nigerian internet exposed. So the Nigerian internet, a thing that connects website, TV, phones, and a lot of them, anything that is going through internet, very soon they will shut it down. And the who will be the people that will be shut it down. In this video, you are going to see and you are going to hear it by yourself. The group that have come out that they will shut down the Nigerian internet, those that connect everybody and that connect the whole of internet. So according to this our brother, he revealed, he said that very soon China is coming to shut down Nigerian satellite. So in fact, he explained a lot of things in this video. Make sure you watch it to the end and don't skip any part of it. And also other people that speak their mind towards what is going on in Nigeria, because as you can see, the government of Tinubu, the way everything is happening, nobody even know where is heading to. Everybody, they are just there looking, and it is only what they tell them they will do. Nobody is there to question the government or to ask the government what are they doing just for to betterment the people's life. But none of them is asking all those questions. They are there to just grab their own money and go. After the end of the government, they will tell you that is this one, is that one. They will start complaining or giving excuses that does not even have anything to hold. So that is how they have been doing it for years. After government come, another one come and go. They will keep on giving us excuses upon excuses. So this time around, it has come to the extent that it is issue of shutting down the Nigerian internet. It is very critical. So you need to watch it for you to see by yourself and for you to hear everything the way it is happening. So as about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it. Let everyone see what is going on in Nigeria.
Wait, Nigerians, are you guys not aware that your internet is about to be shut down? You are not aware? Hey, wait, you are not also aware that your television broadcasting services is about to be shut down? You are not aware too? Holy Jesus. Okay, some of you don't believe me. Yes, my mind is telling me that some of you don't believe me. But then I beg you to stay with me, because this is a very important case and we are going to treat it right here and right now. So please, I beg you to stay with me. As I've told you earlier, that whatever I tell you on this channel and I didn't show you the evidence here, don't believe me. But if I'm able to show you the evidence here, you have no reason to doubt me, right? So please, let's get down and see what is happening, because water don't pass Gary for Nigeria. Please stay with me. Now, according to this news, it says China threatens to shut down Nigerian satellite over $11.44 million unpaid debt. So China has threatened to shut down Nigerian satellite over unpaid debt. And this satellite is what controls Nigeria's internet, Nigerian television broadcasting services, and so many other services in Nigeria. This satellite controls it. So China is threatening to shut it down because of this money Nigeria is owing them. But then ask yourself, come on, every country owes. Why is it that Nigeria is owing China and the only thing they could think of is to come and shut down their satellite? How? So they didn't see any other thing to take or any other thing to do than to come and shut down their satellite. Is that not crazy? But then we are going to go down to this news to see why they choose to shut down the satellite. Please, I beg you to stay with me, because this is very important and very serious. Now, according to this news, it says, let me zoom it a bit so you can see it. All right. Let me zoom it a bit. It says, Nigeria's critical telecommunications and broadcasting infrastructure faces imminent collapse as China Great Wall Industry Corporation (CGWIC) has issued a 30-day ultimatum to suspend operations of the Nicomsat 1R satellite over an unpaid debt of $11.44 million. All right, threatening military communications, television broadcasting, and internet services nationwide. So they have threatened military communications. What it means is that if they shut down this satellite, that militaries will not be able to communicate. Television services or broadcasting, television broadcasting will no longer work, and internet services in Nigeria will no longer work. Why? Because of $11.44 million unpaid debt. And not only that, they have given just 30 days. 30 days ultimatum. That is what they have given. So in the next 30 days, this news came out about 48 hours ago. So in the next 30 days, if Nigeria is not able to pay this money, voila, go cause for Nigeria. But then let's see why they choose the satellite, right? So let me zoom it once again. Let's read together. It says, in a strongly worded letter addressed to the Nicomsat's managing director and copied to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CGWIC's African Marketing Director, Liu Lan, revealed the debt has accumulated since 2019, reaching $11,442,335.89 million as of December 31st, 2025. So this debt started accumulating from 2019 to 31st December 2025. Nigeria has not paid. And because of that, they have gotten angry and say, no, voila, don't pay, but we are going to shut it down just in the next 30 days. Hey, holy Jesus. And according to them, they said that, of course, President Tinubu has gotten the letter. President Tinubu has gotten the letter. Anyway, let's go further. It says, despite providing essential telemetry, tracking, and command, TT&C services from its catchy. Now, telemetry means it's just a kind of a technology that is used to keep record or to record, data from something, right? So they have also provided all these things so that they wouldn't say that China is cheating them. So China is saying that they have provided all the things that is needed for them to, keep tracking how the thing is going. But yet, they have failed. Nigeria has failed to pay. All right. He went further to say, China facility for 7 years without payment. The Chinese firm can no longer delay recovery measures due to internal auditor and subcontractor pressure. Right. So they say they can no longer, wait for this payment, that they have to take anything, they have to do anything that it will take for them to recover this money. All right. CGWIC warned that failure to settle within 30 days will trigger shutdown of all active transporters, rendering the performance of the satellite no longer guaranteed. That after 30 days, Nigeria didn't pay this money, that they are going to shut it down and the performance is no longer guaranteed. It's all right. The company urged Nicomsat to immediately notify customers of potential service disruption across the federation. So they have told Nicomsat to please notify their customers that after 30 days, there could be, service disruption across the federation. So you watching this, after 30 days and your network start doing anyhow, just know that China has come to take over what belongs to them because of unpaid debt. So finally, this is on the final note. It says, the crisis compounds challenges for the 2011 launch Nicomsat 1R, which nears its 15-year decommunicationing phase by late 2016. All right. Notably, CGWIC had rescued the satellite from orbital collapse in 2019 through a management agreement that Nigeria has since defaulted on, despite the Chinese firm's earlier goodwill extension. So they are saying that that they have rescued this satellite from collapse in 2019, and that was when Nigeria went into agreement with this Chinese firm. But then Nigeria has defaulted. But yet, out of the goodwill of the Chinese company, they have, keep managing with Nigeria, keep, their goodwill extension. They have, out of their good heart, they say, no, Wala, we know you are going to do something. Till now, Nigeria has not done anything. And so their goodwill don't go. And their bad will now can't come out now. You don't understand? Nigeria, my country. All right, so he went further to say, NICOM Start Head of Corporate Communications, Stephen Wender, confirmed receipt of the ultimatum, stating the agency is reviewing the situation and will issue an official statement soon. So, of course, the head of communication in Nigeria has said, yes, they have received the ultimatum and they are going to issue an official statement very, very soon. We are still waiting, right? The timing raises alarms as Nigeria approaches the 2027 election cycle, when reliable satellite communications become mission critical for security operation and national broadcasting. Of course, as we approach 2027 general election, this one they are talking about, electronic transmission of a result. If there's no satellite, how is it going to work? Wahala dey. It's all right. So, on a final note, he says, this development exposes Nigerians' vulnerability in solving satellite management, highlighting chronicle underfunding of critical space infrastructure at a time when digital connectivity underpins national security and economic activity. All right? So, this is what we are seeing as we approach 2027 general election. They are talking about network. They are going to cut down satellite. I beg, whoever knows this man should please go and beg him that they shouldn't do this. So this money they are talking about, how much? $11.44 million. You know, reach wetin Nigeria they spend for election. You know, waiting. You know, reach wetin state governors they spend. In fact, I saw a video the other day where Senate President Senate President Godswill Akpabio was saying that governors share 1 trillion, and compare 1 trillion to $11.44 million. How much is remaining? So please, we want to beg the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, please go and pay these people this money. I beg. You can imagine what happened when they shut down Twitter during Buhari's tenure. You remember what happened that time, right? So imagine where the internet is shut down. No internet. People go die. I hope you know. People go buy. So please, we are begging the president, whoever knows him or whoever that is close to him watching this video, should please go and beg him to pay this money. This money no reach wetin Nigeria they spend. $11.44 million. Waiting. It's a big money, but come on. How much is Nigeria? How much in Nigeria they spend? Please do well to drop your comment, but then I'm going to allow you to listen to the analysis they gave about this, right? Drop your comment in the comment section. Please listen to them.
Nigeria is a debt country. So what is the
a begging nation?
It shouldn't be a threat. We've owing a lot. Just read yesterday about why the power sector is having issues. It still boils down to debt. The truth about it is that it's quite unfortunate where we found ourselves, and I don't really know what this administration is doing. All the more concern is all about 2027, and a lot of things are going haywire in the whole of the nation. It's going to be a very national disgrace if our satellite is being shut down. It's going to be a terrible national disgrace. And I think that this agency in charge of managing our satellite, I'm trying to recall their name. These are the people who need to seek audience with the federal government with immediate effect. How much is $11.4 million? One person among all of them that has been stealing Nigerian money can easily pay it. The money they took from MFLA, they can use it to pay that. A lot of people lot of people. The money they took from Desiani, they can use it to pay up the debt. You know, and these are corruption, because you know that you're supposed to be paying annually to sustain the satellite. But people keep trying to siphon Nigerian money just in the name of corruption, just in the name of to drive the best car, to build houses here and there, to gavelan, to always fly private jets here and there, and they call you big boys, at the expense of the citizens of this country, at the expense of education, at the expense of our health, at the expense of giving quality services, talking about the health system, talking about the educational system, talking about the kind of students, graduates that we are bringing out this time around in the society. You can imagine a copper who came to handle beavers machine in an election, could not even speak a good English. So I wonder how he wasn't even able to communicate. So these are issues because of the government giving the citizens a neighboring environment. So the debt is a national embarrassment. One crude oil could sort out all this matter. One vessel or two vessels can sort out $11 million. These are money Yahoo boys will just sit down in one club and just blow it under 1 month, and that is it. So this is a national disgrace, and the federal government has to look into some of these matters and treat it as as quick as possible, so that this national disgrace does not befall Nigeria.
Definitely, well said, Mr. Sacramento. Now, in 2003, Nigerian introduced the first satellite, and it was meant to monitor surveillance, monitor tracking, ensure that there is no disaster in the environment in Nigeria, and which failed. Then in 2007, we have the Nigeria introducing the first satellite communication, which equally failed due to power failure, a lot of issues with the power sector. But in 2011, with the help of China, or a Chinese company, under strict how should I put it, kind of insurance, strict insurance, the Chinese company promised Nigerians that they were going to help Nigerians with the satellite communication to ensure that we don't have power failure and all these failures with communication. But still, since then, Nigerians have been servicing this debt, or Nigerians have been owing different companies in China. But this particular company now has come out to say that if Nigerian is unable to pay them the debt, that they are going to shut down at our satellite communication. So I just want to know now, Mr. Ladimeji, what are the implications here?
Thank you very much for that question, Ifeoma. But first, let us put this into perspective, that Nigeria is not owing China as a nation. There is a company in China, domesticated in China, called Chinese Great Wall Industry Corporation, and that is the organization that assisted Nigeria to build that satellite that we call the NiConsat 1
Yes.
Yeah, that is the satellite that we are talking about right now, and this accumulation, comrade, has been over 7 years. The debt that we're talking about is an accumulation of over 7 years, and the CGWIC had been warning, and I've been telling, pay up, but Nigeria, you know, for who we are, response have not come. For that reason, they gave ultimatum of 30 days to Nigerian government to pay up or give a guarantee for the shutdown. Now, the context for that consequence here is that, look, before I even go to the context, it may interest you, Ify, that we own that satellite, but we do not control it.
It's not regulated.
We don't control it. We don't. The operational management that we have here in in Nigeria, in Abuja, there has been down. I mean, the down tools. Now they are now leaving, even though the Chinese company is the one who manages maintenance and services of the orbital satellite. They are now also included in that service management, operational management. So Nigeria do not have control over this. And in consequence that you asked for, we are going to be having issues like our military and defense will be vulnerable. Some broadcasting stations will be vulnerable. You know, there will be some companies that will say, I mean, some broadcasting stations maybe will be affected and they would go down and they won't be able to broadcast. These are the consequences that we are having, unfortunately. And well, let me leave that.
It's quite damaging. Now, coming to you, Mr. Sacramento, we've had this time of digital era, the 24th century, and we're still having issues with our technology and our satellite communication. Is it that Nigeria is not ready to move into the trajectory of digitalized economy, or do we still remain as far back as 1990s?
It is integrity and corruption. Lack of integrity, corruption is the problem. You understand? You see, it is not all about creating offices is about being intentional about those offices you're creating.
Yeah.
Niger Sat, what do they call it? Niger
Sat.
Yes.
Niger Concert.
Niger Concert, yes, exactly. Now, our satellite has failed 3 times before when we launched it. It failed 3 times then before the last one, and I think that was how when China came in to now manage the satellite. And you know, there is a lot of huge sum of money for you to launch. I know it took President Olusegun Obasanjo a lot to launch,
to launch that
orbiter then into the, for us to be having perfect communications, but we are still crawling the way the nation is 60 something years old and we're still crawling. Now the problem is that we don't have people who are intentional, you know, in leadership. People who places the posterity before their personal interest. Because if you know that posterity will judge you, take for instance, you know that once any single corruption is found close to your office, you're going to face firing squad.
Yes.
Definitely a lot of things would melt down. People will live upright. But since Idiabo's decree was removed, they brought in EFCC. People now started seeing EFCC as a toothless bulldog. Now corruption started erupting and taking its place, balancing well. Now we started having executive rascality, where they do borrowings and it is not being used judiciously. Now all the money that has been borrowed all through this dispensation, in as much as this deal is an inherited one, but government is continuous. Now, they should have looked into some memos that are on the table, like the chief of staff, who controls the memos that comes to the president, and look at the ones that are significant, the ones that are very, very paramount, that will cause us national disgrace, and bring it up to the president and say we need to act fast. Otherwise, we are going to have a very dangerous shutdown. And the president will now look into it and act. Now, this is past 7 years. This is an accumulation of debt. Means Buhari was owing Auto. We have the likes of Malami. So when they're prosecuting people like that, people should not say, why are they prosecuting them? Because these are people who enrich themselves negatively. Seeing things that will benefit, because they say Nigeria has been designed for people to suffer, so it doesn't move them. They don't feel people's impulse the way some good governors within the southeastern regions are feeling their people's impulse. So that is where the bulk of the problem, the issue lies. We don't have people. Integrity is the watchword, because
so
if there is
people of integrity,
we need people of integrity and people who are intentional.
Yes.
That says, in the next 2 years, I must fix 5 things that is affecting this country. Now that person stays focused to make sure that this thing is fixed. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
These are the basic things, that this thing is completely fixed.
Yes. All right. Well said, Mr. Sacramento. Coming to you now, Mr. Ladimeji. 2 questions now. We've seen the president come out on social medias in different media settings to say that the economy is stabilized, that we're out of, the woods, that Nigeria is working, the reforms is working now. He's seeing the fruition now. So what happens to that particular statement of the president? That's the first question. And then the second question now, we have the new Minister for State's Finance, Taiwo Yedele, now in the picture, and we had the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun. With these 2 people now that we have in the picture, do we see our fiscal appearance changing anytime soon, and which could aid in servicing the debts we owe China?
Optics is all Tinubu and his gang dolls. All of those, public addresses talking about, both policies and the likes, they are all optics. And optics don't sort foundational and structural problems. Optics don't sort infrastructural problems. Look, it is important that we say this, that, look, your integrity is the baseline for intentions. When we have people in government that are without integrity, just like Comrade said, then there is no intention to do nothing. Because the only thing they will be interested in is their perpetuity in government. And it rubs on the infrastructure, it rubs on governance. And let me add this on this first question that you asked. Look, all of the intangibles of government are the most important things in governance. Like the rule of law, like the intention to do, like the political will. These are the most important things in government. And to come to your second question with regards to the appointees of government, look, sorry, Ifeoma. Look, Ifeoma.
Yes.
All the appointments that we've had till date under this very administration, sorry, scratch that, under this very regime, is been about compensation. It's been about food for the boys. It's been about strategically positioning my people to make sure that I remain in power and I clinch 2027.
All right, well said. Now, a particular Kingdom platform sees 244 in our comment section say that APC failed, but Tinubu failed woefully. Now, let's examine this administration's run so far. What would you have to say about the power sector, the insecurity, the security sector, the healthcare sector? Just tie the three stories together.
Well, like I just said, the administration think they are doing enough, but I know that when this present administration took over from Buhari, they're going to face a lot of challenges, no doubt, because Buhari's team messed the whole system up. You know, talk more when Emefiele used billions to print to mint. You know, a lot of rascality, executive rascality was everywhere during Buhari's regime, and I was thinking that when this present administration comes on board, there's going to be a lot of damage control. You know, to be able to salvage some certain things,
At least to save face for the party.
yes, to save face for the party. But as it stands today, the only thing they have been able to execute and do well is making governors to move from their political parties into
The APC.
The APC. Then, okay, I will also give kudos to the Minister of Works for majority of the roads that is under construction. Yes, I'm going to give him kudos because I traveled to Ebonyi State just in the weekend. I saw the level of work that is on the Enugu Abakaliki Expressway and the Enugu Onitsha. In fact, one of the lane has been completed up till Ugonyama. Now they are down to Oka. They've done well. I'll give him kudos to that. At least these are the things we've seen that he's doing. Some of the road. The Minister of Work is really fixing up things. In Abuja, I have seen the works from Benue. Work is effectively going.
I guess a lot of people have contrary opinion.
No, I'm not saying. You know, you asked the question.
Yes,
I will say what I have seen.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that when you now score the whole of the administration, you will now give them A. No, there are still people who are doing what they need to do. The other day we were here when the Minister of Interior visited immigration to change a long time policy of keeping people unnecessarily.
So you're saying now that the Minister of Work, Dave Umahi, is working?
Yes, he's doing his work.
Okay, Mr. Saladimeji.
He's doing his work it doesn't mean he doesn't have his bad side.
Okay.
I'm not coming to his bad side.
Okay.
I'm talking about doing what he is paid to do.
All right, Mr. Ladi.
You all have heard everything they said and how everything is happening. It is not how come, where is the news, and where and where. In fact, it is a very big shame to the nation, a country like this, Nigeria, where other countries, they are developing their internet, trying to fix so many things, trying to move so many things with internet. Why in Nigeria here? We are still in Stone Age, still trying to move by claiming that we are the giant of Africa. That title, Giant of Africa, is just a name. I don't believe that Nigeria is anything giant, because what they are doing is just like they are just big for nothing. How come a nation like this don't have access to control their internet? And the people that is managing itself, you are not even paying them. How much are they owing that one person cannot even bring out the money to pay, but still they want to shut it down? It's a very big shame. And coming down to the issue of Buhari, say that it had been almost 7 years, starting from the time of Buhari to this present time of Tinubu. So they don't even think of paying anything. What they know is that just to eat money, embezzle money. And if you ask them what did they use those money for, they'll be giving you excuses that do not matter, excuses that do not even. If you are hearing the excuses, you'll be asking yourself what type of people are those people. So that is what is there. In fact, in the country, nothing is moving. Nothing. What the only thing that we see that is happening in this country is that, as they have already said, is the issue of the governors, those that is in different party, moving from one party to APC, how they are going to make 2027 election, how they are going to make it, how they are going to get their power back by 2027 election. It does not matter what it takes. It does not matter if the people leave or if the people die. It does not matter. So what matters to them is how they are going to make their 2027 election. That is all. In fact, the whole country and the people that is leading this country, I would say all of them have demonic mind. They don't even think of human. They don't. And they don't think of how people will survive. What they usually think about is how they will get and how they will gain more power. And they fly out, because after all, even though if they shut it down, it does not concern them, because they have their own means of surviving, and they have their own means of doing things differently. So that is what is there. In fact, the whole thing is very, very boring. And at the end, they will still coming out and to talk and to make mouths. They are working. Hunger is everywhere. Nothing is working in the country. Nothing. No lights. Nothing. Fat. So this government, I don't even know what he can come out and boast of that. Yes, he's trying. At the end, they will come out and they'll be claiming to us that they are trying. Although within themselves, they are trying, because at least they are sharing the money within themselves, and they're embezzling it within themselves. That is what is there. Well, I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing happening in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and make sure you share it. Let others see what is really going on in the country. We say thank you for watching.